All right, guys, you got this. Let's go. Gun right, triple E. Close, let's go. On one, on one.
Ready?
Ready.
What's up, guys? It's Pick'em with HuddleGG, and welcome back to another episode of Ask Huddle. If you guys are new to this series, this is a segment that we do each week where we take a few of your guys' questions in the community and we answer them for you. So if you guys want a question or you have a question that you want answered in a future video, wherever you're watching this, just make sure you leave that in the comment section below. If you don't see that question in a future video, you can always join our free Discord and ask us there by going to HuddleGG/Discord. But with that being said, let's dive right into today's episode. And today, with our first question, it comes from a longtime supporter of the channel, and it's going to be from Griff, and he's asking, how do you block the 3-3 odd loop blitz? Now, the great thing about this is this is going to be something that applies to both college football and Madden. This is a blitz that you'll see in both games, and our blocking setup is going to be the same whether we're in Madden or whether we're in college football. So what we want to do here is the blitz setup itself, they're just going to spread their linebackers and come out with the slot corner to the left side of the field, and then they're going to zone off this left of screen middle linebacker, and it's going to look something like this. Now, their goal is to get this blitzer here going from right to left. So what a lot of people will do is they're going to try to slide their line to the left, whether it's a half slide. Full slide is not a great idea, but if they half slide their line to the left, they're going to think, hey, that guard now will be, the line will be moving to the left, it'll be picking up that looper who's going to that side, right? The problem is, because he's starting on the opposite side, the guard will not recognize him when we set it up this way blocking. He's going to actually go double team that D end. And when we go to say hike, you're going to see that they're going to get that guy running in free for the loop. And that's just going to be a hassle for us to deal with. Again, they're only rushing 4. We don't want to have them be able to get in without us getting hands on that guy, right? If they're rushing 4, we're blocking 5, they should never get in. Now, one reason I'm in empty, Griff, again, longtime supporter of the channel, I know he's in empty, so we want to show it without blocking extra tight ends and running backs, because these blitzes are easier to pick up with running backs and tight ends. But let's show you how you can pick this blitz up with only blocking your 5 offensive linemen, and it's actually going to be a fairly easy blitz pickup. What we want to do is we want to double team the defensive tackle. Now, when we double team the defensive tackle, what you should see happen here is the center and the right guard are going to double team that D tackle. This is exactly what we're looking for. If the left guard in the center is double teaming that D tackle, it's not going to give us the blocking that we want. But this right here, again, center, right guard is who should be double teaming that defensive tackle. That's all we need to do. When we go to say hike, what you're going to see is that left guard is now going to be in perfect position to pick that up. And that gives us all the time in the world to step up into the pocket and make our reads that we need to down the field. Our next question today comes from Maxium22, and they ask, can you break down the double bracket play and how it picks who's doubled? So the double bracket play is a newer play into the game this year, and you're going to see that with double wide receiver 1, double wide receiver 2, and again, this double bracket play as well. And these are in both college football and Madden also. And this is going to be a play that designates double teams on either 1 or 2 specific receivers on a given play. With double bracket, it's going to be doubling 2 different players, and we're going to talk about who it's going to decide who to double. Now, when you're running these style defenses, you're going to have a slot corner on the field, okay? It's not going to be out of your 3-4 odds and things like that, so you're going to see it more in your formations like nickel, 2-4, and things like that. So when we come out in this play, what you want to see is the first player that's going to be doubled is whoever the slot corner is defending, okay? So if we look at our player here, it's always going to defend double team the guy that the slot corner is defending. So this is our slot corner here. You can see that the safety to his side is going to be double teaming that slot receiver. Now, the other double team that we're going to get on this play is going to be the opposite side outermost receiver. Okay, so again, if they're doubling the slot on the left, we're going to look to the right side of the field, and it's going to be the outside most receiver. As you can see here, it is on that outside guy. Okay, so that's what it's going to do on every single formation. Now, obviously, it's going to look a little bit different based off of what our opponent comes out in, right? So if we would come out in a trips formation, right, and we come out in the double bracket play here defensively, what you're going to see is the slot corner to the left. His guy is going to get double teamed, right? So over here, this safety is going to double team with the slot corner, and then the outside most receiver to the opposite side of the field. So in this specific formation, it's going to be that tight end, right? Because there's no receiver split out wide, but this tight end is going to get double teamed on this play here as well. Now, the great thing about this coverage is bracketing actually works a lot better than it has in years past. When you would double team a specific receiver in years past, the game would pretty much just have the man coverage guys play the exact same coverage, the exact same leverage against that receiver. Now it is a little bit different. So I'll show you here real quick. If we would bracket, if we go to double bracket, and let's just say we come out in a formation where we have a solo receiver out to the left side, right? And a route that's cooked man coverage in years past is going to be a corner route, your traditional C route there to the left side. What you're going to see here is with the bracket on that receiver, the defense actually does a really good job of having one of those players trail and one of those guys play more over the top to help take away these routes. So if we go to say hike here, you're going to see that we're going to have really good coverage over here to the left side of the field with the way that they're going to defend this. This is something that I've been doing a lot of this year out of solo receiver sets like bunch and things, where we're going to have that one guy split out wide to the one side of the field. If they like to run C routes, corners, really any route that you're worried about getting beat and you're not really doing anything with that backside safety, you can always just manually double team that player as well. You don't have to pick one of these double bracket plays, but you are going to have a lot of success if you mix this in with different coverages as well. This is not something I would sit in all game, but it is something that you can definitely catch your opponent off guard if you go to this defense. And like I said, the bracketing system is a lot better this year. But in terms of who it's going to bracket, again, that slot receiver or whoever the slot corner is doubling, and then the opposite side outermost receiver are going to be your two receivers that are doubled on this specific play. Our next question today comes from Nate J, and they ask, what is the best way to run against dime or dollar style formations? Now, there are quite a few run concepts that work really well against these formations. I know it's something that people get frustrated a lot because they don't think that they should be able to shut down the run out of these dime looks or these dollar looks. And against certain run styles, they do a pretty good job, to be honest, and it can be frustrating. Again, as somebody who likes to run the ball, if they come out with 8 DBs on the field and I can't run it, it does get a little frustrating. But we're going to talk about one of my favorite run concepts to call against dollar and what we can look for against one of the more popular meta defenses to make sure that we're running to the appropriate side of the field. So the play that we're going to be using for today's video is going to be inside zone weak out of pistol, open, flex, close. But any of these zone weak calls out of pistol or single back do a really good job against this dollar or dime meta. Now, when we come out in this play, what I want to see, or what I want to show you here, is what a lot of people are going to do, right? They're going to have that double safety walk down, and then they're going to audible to cross 3 fire, right? One thing I want you to see is when they audible to cross 3 fire, that D tackle is going to shade opposite of where the inside third safety is from. Now, why is that important? Okay, that's important because that safety who's in the inside third is not in the run fit. Okay, so if we look at the run fits here real quick, you can see that that right of screen safety right here, he is in the run fit, right? So the run fit, again, is going to be the area that this specific player is designated to play if it's a run play. Now, if you have a guy who's not in the run fit, like this inside third, he is not going to play aggressively towards the run. So what we want to do when we see this specific formation is we want to run opposite of where this D tackle is shaded. And it's not really because that D tackle is over here. It's more so because this safety is not in the run fit and he's not going to be able to play very effectively against the run. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. Again, a lot of people will set it up like this. And even if they put those inside quarters there, that doesn't change the run fits. Okay, so you can see here the run fits are still the same, even if they adjust the individual players. But this is a very popular way for people to set up this defense. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to say hike, and you're going to see that that guy's going to back up, and that's going to give us a lot of space to run initially against this style of defense, right? So if we look at the replay, I want you to really pay attention to the differences between the two safeties. Okay, so the safeties are going to be this guy right here and then this guy over here. First, let's look at this safety. Again, this safety is in the run fit, number 31. Let's look at his reaction when we say hike. When we say hike, you see how he's staying down and he's running downhill initially, right? He's shuffling a little bit to the inside, but he's not taking any steps back. He is going towards the run. He's going towards his run fit. So we don't want to run to this side because they have extra defenders in the run fit to this side. On the opposite side here, again, we want to attack the inside third safety here, who, again, let's look at his reaction when we say hike. He's going to back up. He's not actually going to start breaking down towards the run until we've already handed the ball off. And again, at this point, he is 10 yards off the ball, and we are now almost to the line of scrimmage. So we have so much more space to work. If you see the distance between our running back and this safety here versus if we ran it to the right, this is where that safety would be playing. So one of the more popular defenses you're going to face time in and time out is going to be this cross fire show 2 play. And again, what we want to do is we want to attack away from the D tackle shade because that is the side that safety is not going to be in the run fit. And again, your zone weaks from pistol and things like that do a really good job. And you can see all the open space we have over here to give you potential for the most consistent runs. And obviously you can see there where you have the opportunity to break it big for a big one-play touchdown as well. One thing I do want to note with running the football, do not expect touchdowns every single time. There is no run play in the game that's going to get you a touchdown all the time. It's about getting consistent positive yardage. And this concept in attacking the appropriate areas of these meta defenses is going to be the best way for you to do that. Our last question today comes from Axeman90, and they ask, how do you stop man blitz defenses? Now, this is a tough question to answer for every man blitz defense you're going to see. We're going to talk about mid blitz zero today and talk about, again, one of the more popular man blitzes you'll face. But the concepts we're going to talk about do a really good job against the majority of your cover zero style man defenses, right? So what we want to do, again, we're going to come out on this mid blitz zero, and the first thing that comes into attacking this style of a defense is making sure that we can block it. Now, the easiest way to block it is with our running back. And what you want to do is when you block your running back, if you look at the blocking initially, simply by blocking the running back, he's going to be picking up one of those middle linebackers, specifically the middle linebacker to his side of the field. It will pick this up if we leave it as is, but it doesn't give us as much time, and it makes it a lot less comfortable in the pocket as the quarterback if that middle linebacker can get right into the face of our QB, right? So if we go to say hike here, you're going to see he's stepping right into the middle, and that's tough for our running back to step up and not get pushed back into our quarterback's lap, right? So if we look at the replay here real quick, you're going to see we don't want the running back to pick up the guy who's running right in the face of our quarterback, right? So how can we avoid that and make sure we pick up this a little bit differently? So what we want to do is we want to block our running back, and then we're going to full slide to the opposite way of the running back. So if the running back's on the left, we're going to full slide to the right. If the running back's on the right, we would full slide to the left, right? So what we're going to do here, running back's on the left, we're going to full slide to the right, and you're going to see that's now going to have that running back pick up the edge defender rather than being responsible for that middle linebacker right up that A gap, okay? This is going to be the easiest way for us to pick this up. Now, when it comes to routes that we can look to attack with, ones that we talk a lot about are going to be curls to the inside receivers, right? So you can see here, curls to these inside of these slot receivers do a really good job. What we want to do is we just want to time it when he turns around, and we're going to be able to get ourselves an easy completion. Now, what I want you to see here is even though our running back is still going to get beat fairly quickly when it comes to picking up this block, right? Because he's going against an edge rusher, most likely an outside linebacker, maybe a defensive end, but you can see that that pressure is not coming right in our quarterback's face. So we could actually step up in the pocket if we needed to, rather than having the running back trying to pick up that A-gap defender, right? So you can see having him block off the edge gives us a lot more comfortability and a safer pocket. But you can see this curl route here does a phenomenal job of right as he's getting on that break. If we time this correctly, we're going to get this separation from this corner, and we're going to be able to get ourselves that easy completion there. Another route that does a really good job against man is going to be our speed outs. I like to custom stem them up one time to get to about that 10-yard marker. But if you see to the left side of the screen here, all we need to do is, again, time it on that break. When we go to say hike, we're going to be able to throw that and get that easy completion there on the sideline. Again, there are other different routes that we can utilize to attack cover zero man style blitzes. These are two really easy routes that we can do. Your whips, your zigs, your slants at times as well can do a good job. Comebacks if you have a little bit more time in the pocket. And even your pre-snap auto motion plays where a guy will go in motion before the snap across and then do the wheel. A lot of times the man coverages get jumbled up when you're doing that. But if you're just looking for simple, easy route concepts, again, curls, inside the numbers, speed outs, outside the numbers, whips or zigs, and also make sure that you're blocking this. That's the key to beating any successful blitz in Madden, is being comfortable in the pocket and making sure that you know you have enough time to make those reads down the field. And also make sure you realize you're not going to have all day when they're sending everybody, right? So don't expect to have a ton of time in the pocket. Even when you pick it up, you're having everybody be one-on-one blocked. Somebody's going to get shedded, but you will have enough time if you pick it up appropriately to make those reads that you need to down the field. And if you guys are looking to get even better at Madden, make sure to join our free Discord by going to HuddleGG/Discord. Have a great day.